So I'm going to use my normal voice for this video because a lot of people have a hard time understanding me when I use the robot voice, and I feel like with a serious subject like this, I should use my real voice. I recently made a second apology for the whole Toby situation, and then I thought everything was finally over. Literally the next day, Prismate Luke made another video about me. Most of my videos are pretty hard to debunk or do commentaries on, but not all of my points are perfect in every single video, and I knew one day someone would comb through a bunch of my videos and make a compilation of a lot of the things I have said. Now, Prismate Luke is well known for either lying about things, taking things out of context, or just giving the least charitable interpretation possible. He has been called out by people like Just Stop, Spocter, and even Pyrocynical. His response to Just Stop was just god-awful, and Just Stop debunked him in the comments section. It's pretty pathetic that a 16-year-old made you this upset, Luke. And later, Just Stop made a follow-up video covering Luke's response to him. And in that video, Just Stop defended me from a few of the claims that Prismate Luke made about me. Now, by no means was Just Stop the first person to defend me. That would be iBullyBullies. And a lot of other smaller creators defended me as well. My personal favorite video defending me was the one made by CarmenRider. A link to their video along with all the other videos defending me will be linked down below. But I know what a few of you are going to say, but these guys are white. Only black people should be allowed to speak on race.
I want to say this here and now so everyone knows. No, Jar is not a racist. He's said and done some stupid things and needs his motherboard updated, but he's not a racist.
Even though Prismate Luke is white and he was accusing me of being a racist in the first place, but whatever. Well, if you feel that way, then you should check out Shady Doorags' video. He's a black guy, and he's probably my oldest fan, so I would highly recommend checking out his video about me.
It bothers me so much that people just want to throw this label on this guy without actually looking at what he did. They just see a random comment and think that's good enough. You should not be trying to destroy people like that. Attacking someone's character when it has nothing to do with the argument at hand is a cowardly tactic that has worked too well over the past decade and needs to stop.
But let me guess, because he disagrees with you, he's not a real black man and he doesn't speak for all black people. Well, of course he doesn't speak for all black people. No one does. But it's pretty racist to take away someone's black card just because they disagree with you. But unlike a lot of people accusing me of things, Shady actually makes an argument. And he actually knows what the definition of racism is. The whole Pyrocynical drama really shows all the problems with the current commentary community, but mostly with Prismate Luke.
They twist what they want to twist, misinterpret what they want to misinterpret, and then they just ignore the rest. I'm just, again, amazed how people read this document and just believed it at face value.
When he thought Ivory was in the wrong, he took a very uncharitable interpretation with him.
The problem is I have with this drama that there is no middle ground. Originally, Ivory was labelled as a manipulative clout chaser that could do no wrong because people chose to believe my screenshots over his.
And you turned out to be what a lot of people were calling you from the start. A clout chaser trying to ruin someone's career on YouTube, let alone on the internet, for attention.
And when he thought Pyrocynical was in the wrong, he did the exact same thing.
But now those same people are saying I'm guilty because they read this document and didn't bother to cross-reference it with my original statement.
Not only is there proof of Pyro knowing that Ivory was underage, but definitive proof that the messages were real, along with other damning evidence too.
And also, these are the same people that say I shouldn't take my time with this response.
It's gone too far and too much has come out for him to take his time with it, like he did with his last response.
There needs to be a middle ground.
A lot of people in the commentary community want people to change for the better, and to work on themselves. But Prismate Luke just seems like a guy who wants to take people down and not give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he made a video on me the day after I apologized.
Coincidence? I think not!
And that's the video I'm going to be covering today. Just a robot is just a racist.
And we're just in general toxic. It was just blatant homophobia and racism, hidden under the mask of freedom of speech. And although there are a lot of channels now that had that phase, a lot of them grew out of it, but Jar didn't.
I completely disagree. I jumped off the whole anti-SJW bandwagon before the big downfall started happening. Granted, I did jump off not for any moral reason, but just because I was bored originally. But I have done videos on anti-SJWs like No Bullshit, and I did a video called The Fall of the Anti-SJW Community, which Prismate Luke does show a clip of without any audio in his video. So I know for a fact that he has seen it.
Jar is a remnant of that era of YouTube, a person who thinks having the unpopular opinion makes it the right and cool one.
What? No, I absolutely do not think that at all. Granted, I do think having the unpopular opinion is a lot cooler than just following the crowd. But I have never said an unpopular opinion automatically makes you right. That is a straight up lie.
But it was a bad response to me. The beginning portion of the video and the rest of it were two completely different videos.
I do somewhat agree with this point, but I made that clear in the video.
If I didn't record anything else before this point and I just uploaded this, man, the entire situation would have been 10 times worse.
I made my apology, then showed what I was originally going to say. Was it a smart idea? Probably not, but it was two different videos and I did make that clear.
And I feel like he cherry-picked my video over the guy that he made a video on, Kai's, for two reasons. One, to say that I took things out of context, because I edit down my videos for the sake of time.
Wow, that's a pretty lame excuse, Luke. You just cut out a few seconds to save just a little bit of time? Longer videos mean more watch time, and more watch time means more views. And your point was that Kai and Omnia didn't call Toby a pedo, they were calling her a hypocrite. But the clip you took out was Manga Kamen saying, "We know you're not saying Toby is a pedo." Granted, how Manga Kamen worded things can come across as him saying he was the one who told them to say that she was being a hypocrite.
And it's something I've seen brought up over and over again, despite it taking what they said out of context. They specifically said by her logic multiple times in their videos. A logic Toby created. If Toby didn't want to be held by the standard that if you draw children sexually, you're a pedo.
You want an example on how to phrase this better in my opinion? Toby, while that is a strong statement to make, and one that a lot of people will agree with, you need to be careful because in your past you yourself drew highly suggestive art of an underage anime character. People are going to look at that and make the correlation that you are being hypocritical, especially in today's social climate and how Twitter likes to rage about anything.
But the only reason why he said that is because, well, they said that. We know they think she's a hypocrite and not a pedo. The excuse I came up for you was better than your own excuse. I said maybe you cut it out to avoid copyright, which makes way more sense.
Or him and his collabers going against each other.
I don't know what he means by this. The closest example I can think of is when I said, Butter shouldn't have said something. It was more to compliment Prismate Luke on making a good point, but ultimately I shouldn't have let Butters be in the video with me.
For example, he uses me saying that Harsh Opinions not going into Shane Dawson was cut context because she mentioned him again in the video, when the second time she mentioned him, she just said the same thing.
Okay, my point still stands. You said she never brought up the Shane Dawson thing, and she did. Just because I used two examples saying the same thing doesn't disprove my point. And also, this is another lie. She didn't say she didn't want to get into the Shane Dawson thing twice. Well, maybe she did, but I didn't say that in my video. It was that she called Kai a simp twice in a 42-minute long video.
And writing off both Kai and Omnia is insulting. And when your whole argument boils down to Kai being a simp, taking things out of context, or not giving any context to begin with...
Okay, I completely disagree with this. She wasn't just writing off Kai and Omnia. I also saw Kai's response to her, and he didn't really bring up how things were taken out of context or no context was given. If anything, he took out like 3/4 of her videos. If anyone's doing it, it's Kai. And her argument wasn't just, he's a simp and that's it. And she doesn't call Kai a simp once. She does, however, call him a white knight 2 times. Once at the beginning, around 2 minutes 47 seconds.
So what I am going to be responding to today is Kai's 10-minute video who is white knighting harder than Cinderella at a neckbeard festival.
And another time around 38 minutes 25 seconds.
If you really have any amount of trust and respect for her, you would let her speak out and defend herself. This just only continues to confirm to me of how much of a white knight you're being for Omnia.
Your point was that she called Kai nothing but a simp. And also, your whole Shane Dawson point was that she completely ignored it for no reason when she didn't.
What I will bring up is one of the main points against Toby was her defending and accepting Shane's apology for racism on the behalf of all black people. So again, she's ignoring one of the biggest points against Toby for no real reason.
And I don't even want to talk about the whole Shane Dawson thing, because Jesus Christ, that was just an all-around train wreck.
Which just double downs on my point of her ignoring key context.
You lie so much that when you tell the truth, no one believes the shit you speaking.
My personal favorite part of the video is him justifying Toby sexualizing multiple underage characters. I'll play it now.
Now, to be fair, while the age of consent can range from 16 to 18 depending on what state you're in, anything below the age of 18 is still considered to be cheese pizza. But still, Luke, Kai, Omnia, and a few other people don't think Toby is a I'm just gonna say there are a ton of not safe for work images of My Hero Academia, but because it's not Lolly or Shota, I don't see too much of a problem with it. But as Manga Kamen said, she still shouldn't be doing this. If Todoroki looked exactly the way he did, but his age was 18, would it suddenly be magically okay? Just asking.
Now, I don't understand this point against me or why he's so alright with it. I don't get why he doesn't understand that a 16-year-old is a minor and you shouldn't sexualize them.
Oh my god, I didn't say there was no problem with it or it wasn't a big deal. I said I don't see too much of a problem with it if it's not Lolly or Shota. To me, a character's age doesn't matter as much as how a character looks. Like, Bond's girlfriend from the Seven Deadly Sins may be several hundreds to thousands of years old, but I mean, just look at her. And Jotaro may be 16, but he looks exactly the same as all the characters around him. All the other characters on Jotaro team are either A, above the age of 18, or B, above the age of 20. Along with a really old man. But the point I'm trying to make is, they all look basically exactly the same. But again, it's best to play it safe and just not do this. But if you think I'm quote-unquote defending child, then by your own logic you showed your audience child. And I made it clear in my last video, 16 is still a minor.
But please, for the love of God, can people stop telling me that 16 is a minor? I didn't say they weren't. Please leave me alone. I don't understand why Jar doesn't think 16 is a minor, even though he literally said it in his last video. And I'm not the only person he's done this to. He did the exact same thing to Harley.
He made a video where he defended lollies.
Now this is something I won't forgive. This from Luke is what you call a blatant lie. This video that I made was a video where I discussed that lolly and child are both extreme crimes, and that I hold extreme issues with both of them, and that both of them should have jail sentences. What I pointed out in this video was that a lot of people wanted the sentence for lolly to be the same as child, and I said that I didn't feel comfortable sleeping at night knowing that a child's innocence would be valued the same as a drawing, whether they're both bad or not, and that they should both have different sentences and be considered different crimes. However, Luke completely ignores that and claims that I defend lolly, when I still think it's a terrible thing, and I still think you should go to jail for possessing it.
Because they weren't technically CP, they weren't comfortable with him being involved anymore, because he had justified this behavior in the past, and he continued to do so now.
Luke shows this screenshot of me saying that the evidence was lackluster, because the apparent that was sent by Lexit, and now I know this isn't true, but at the time Lexit had claimed that it was posted in an NSFW flag chat, and that the TTS that she made was a joke, and not a crime. The problem is that Luke takes this so seriously. Luke claims that this message, which reads, TTS, I would love to suck every single you so graciously give me my booby majesty. Luke says that you shouldn't say that in front of a minor, when I really disagree. That's a joke that you can make with anyone. It's satire. You can make jokes, and it's very clear that it was a TTS joke in a call with several people.
Luke, it's really not cool to lie about a 16-year-old saying they're defending Lolicon when they aren't. Why are you even bullying a 16-year-old kid? Jesus. I never once said 16 isn't a minor. I just said it isn't a kid. When I was 16, I hated being called a kid. But if you think this picture of Todoroki with a bloody nose is so scandalous, then you probably should stop watching anime in general because, yeah, there's a lot more questionable stuff in basically every anime ever. The way a character looks is more important to me than the character's age. As I said before, a 900-year-old lolly is still a lolly. It doesn't matter as much to me if a lolly is above the age of 18 or not. It's still a lolly at the end of the day. But why do you have such a problem with what I say and you don't have that big of a problem with Ben DeLuny? Oh right, it's because Bendaluni is not one of your targets. I gotcha.
He just acts like it's not a big deal, when not only is it, not ethical to think it's alright, the main point was that she's a massive hypocrite for calling other people out for it when she does it, and the way he just accepts it and just downplays it is disgusting.
Oh my god, you just played the clip of me saying Kai and Omni are not calling her a pedo, they're calling her a hypocrite. And the fact that you showed your audience child is just disgusting, Luke. I can't believe you. Oh. But now we are finally getting into the parts where Prismate Luke is calling me a racist, at long last.
And the funniest part to me is that it's really easy to find it all. In fact, it started off like this. One of his first videos was on the Confederate flag, where the video just boils down to the flag isn't racist because there were black slave owners, and that just because a few racists use the flag, it doesn't make it racist.
No, that's not what my whole argument boils down to in any way, shape, or form. And I did say this about the Confederate flag.
I just want to make something very clear. I am not a fan of the Confederate flag. However, I do think censoring it will make things worse.
And this about the American flag.
Technically, the American flag is a symbol of racism. Under that flag, Americans have killed several Native Americans. Put Japanese people in internment camps just because they were Japanese. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
This is the closest example I could find to me calling the Confederate flag not racist, even though I didn't say it once in the video. I'm just trying to point out that the Confederate flag, while it can be a symbol of racism, it doesn't have to be, just like with the American flag. No nation or flag is perfect, and they all have a bit of a dark history behind them. All I did was mention there were black slave owners, and that's about it. You do this a lot, actually. You take one point from someone and say, this is what the whole video boils down to. Not once in the video did I say the Confederate flag isn't racist.
Comparing it to swastika, because it was used before Hitler, when the main point of those symbols and how they represent stuff is, a lot of racists use it as their symbol.
Yes, that's true, but I mostly made the point about the history of the swastika and showing clips from Gaijin Goomba to make this point later on in the video.
The word swastika is broken down into 3 words in Sanskrit. Su, meaning good, asti, meaning to be, and ka, meaning one's soul. So all together now, well-being of the soul. It was a symbol of luck, peace, and prosperity amongst many different regions and religions, spanning its origins back to the Bronze Age. Buddhists and Hindus of Asia, Africans, Armenians, Greeks, Baltics, Slavics, even the good old USA used the swastika in one positive fashion or another.
When Nazis use something as a racist symbol, it's got to be a pretty fucking racist symbol!
Like the swastika. Oh no, wait, no.
Do racists use these symbols? Absolutely.
A year after, he made a video where he responded to a BuzzFeed video about Native Americans, where he again not only used other groups of people doing horrible stuff to justify not caring.
What? No, I didn't. I didn't bring it up to say, I don't care, or anything like that.
He also says that when he thinks of Native Americans, he thinks of the stereotypical one from King of the Hill, which would be fine had he not gone on to berate some of these people for not looking Native American enough to pass.
What the fuck does a Native American look like?
Okay, bro, you look like you're barely Native American. You could easily pass for a white guy. When I think of a Native American, I think of someone looking like John Redcorn, not a white boy with black hair. If white privilege is so amazing, then just say you're a white guy. You could easily pass for one.
I mean, I can't be the only one who's sick of all these white people saying, I'm 1/16th Cherokee.
Well, I wouldn't say. I'm like 10% black. I don't think whatever.
Some people also think I'm saying that Native Americans need to have feathers in their hair, or wear jean jackets or whatever. Yeah, John Redcorn is a stereotypical Native American, but he's one of the very few Native Americans I know about. God damn, there needs to be a lot more Native American representation in TV shows. Now granted, I will admit, I shouldn't have said what I said. White passing is a thing, but still, how I said it was kind of mean.
Oh, that's not all. That's not even the worst part. He has multiple videos where he just says the hard R multiple times. One of them's during his Rice Scum and iDubbbz video, and I could dig up more if I wanted to make sure I don't get monetized. But here they are, enjoy.
Oh, oy vey, I knew this would come up one day. I said it years ago on my old channel, and I don't think I have said it on my current channel, at least as far as I'm aware. Many other YouTubers have used the word, such as Mr. Beast, PewDiePie. There's a 2-minute compilation video of Pyrocynical saying it. Turkey Tom has said it. Keemstar has said it. Jake Paul has said it. Granted, those last 3 really aren't good examples at all. But I ultimately don't think it's really bad to say a racial slur as long as you don't call someone it. I was just quoting iDubbbz and another guy, and I've only said the hard R N-word in one video as far as I'm aware. I think I said the GA N-word in a few other videos, but on my current channel I haven't said it, at least as far as I'm aware. Of course Prismate Luke had to lie about this to make me look worse than I really am. Everybody has a different standard for racism. If you think I'm racist for just using the N-word, then that's fine. I can't really remove it because that account got hacked. And I understand that word does have history, so I don't call black people that word. Unless, of course, they're cool with me using the GA with them. But could you at least look up the definition of racism? I didn't discriminate against anyone, and I don't believe certain races of people have inherent traits. Well, maybe I do somewhat. White people do burn in the sun faster than black people. I don't know what the end goal of this whole race realism thing is. No, I decided to watch a lot of videos about why the N-word was offensive, and I don't think I can grasp it. It might be because I'm not black, and as much as I hate identity politics, black people and white people fundamentally do have different experiences. The reason why the N-word is more okay for black people to use is because it's ingrained in their pop culture. Just look at rap music. While I don't think my life is going to be ruined over this, I don't think it's right to try to ruin someone's life over it. I don't think I'm racist, but I can be ignorant and say things that are offensive. I'm just gonna apologize because, honestly, not saying a word anymore is not that big of a deal. Do I think saying sorry will stop the mob? No. Is it gonna be a mark of my reputation for a very long time? Yeah. Are people going to put me in those YouTubers who have used the N-word compilation videos? Probably. I didn't fully grasp the consequences when I said it, but as the old saying goes, ignorance is bliss. I think both black and white people need to stop saying the N-word because if black people don't stop saying it, then white people are not going to stop saying it. It is a double standard that black people can say it and white people can't say it, but hey, some double standards will always exist. But of course, Prismate Luke has to even exaggerate this point saying, I've said it multiple times in multiple videos, trying to make me sound as bad as he possibly can. But for some reason he doesn't have a problem with people like Turkey Tom or Pyrocynical using it, but it's bad when I use it for some reason. A lot of people told me they wanted to defend me from Prismate Luke's video, but because I said the hard RN word, they were afraid to. So I just want to say, sorry for saying the hard RN word.
The whole video is him basically saying, you're allowed to say what you want and people shouldn't be upset.
No, I did not say people shouldn't be upset. Stop making up bullshit about me. Jesus Christ.
He got angry at Kai and Omnia because they talked about how he shouldn't talk about racially charged issues, and especially when he said, as a white person, you can say anything like any race.
Number 1, it was Kai, not Kai and Omnia. And 2, what they said was, you shouldn't tell people not to talk about racially charged issues when they want to. Now granted, I did misunderstand this point, but I did talk about this already in my Hopeless Peaches video.
I'm sorry for calling Kai a racist. I really thought he was trying to make the person, who I'm not going to name in this video because she asked me not to and I'm going to respect her wishes, look like a racist. Their point about Kai was certainly poorly worded, but I thought Kai was trying to say that she shouldn't have made this point because she's white when she isn't white. And how I responded to it, starting off with, shut the fuck up bro, that's actually racist, really wasn't cool.
And anytime someone calls him a racist for that, he calls them the actual racist, and he's not. He did it here, he did it to Kai, and there are other examples too.
Hang on a second, Kai called me a racist and I said he was the real racist? I certainly don't remember that ever happening. But let's read what he has on screen. I'm already going to say this. Seriously? ? This video is biased by the fact that you defended Toby and trashed Omnia and Kai, even though you claimed not to. Dear God, you guys are hypocrites. And I responded with, I did not defend Toby. You are just here from a video that twisted what I said. To which this guy responds, chicken wing, hot doggin'. What the hell? Looks like you are trying to hold back that all lives matters? What? Well, guys, if this is not someone calling me racist and me saying they are the real racist back to them, then I don't know what is. Luke does this all the fucking time. He puts up a comment from someone and says, this person said this, even though the comment has nothing to do with what they're actually saying.
I find it funny how people constantly say how they think Toby's in the wrong or aren't friends with Toby when they constantly come to her defense and vilify these two.
Okay, so Nani's point is that she's not being mean in her video. And she's never mean in her videos. She's almost always nice, at least from what I've seen. Hopeless Peach's comment is just saying she doesn't want to rush something and take her time and not just hopping on a bandwagon as soon as she can just to get him clicks. The two tweets you show really don't prove your point.
Along with that, he has multiple videos of just having blackface versions of himself.
Black versions of me? No, it's just in the same art style. And the guy I made it for, who by the way is actually black, was over the moon about it. Now I don't blame Luke for this, but some people got the impression that this was me, and we don't even sound similar.
Hello, I am Professor Dreadlock. I am friends with Just the Robot.
And at the end of the video, we had some bloopers where we were talking to each other.
Now, if you excuse me, I have a vacation to attend to an academic Waradoc.
Okay, well, we need the first part of introduction.
Oh, right.
I want to add more stuff at the end.
Well, you said it's the introduction, so it is going to be in the beginning. All right.
Now, excuse me, I need to go? Yeah, that's a great introduction, dumbass.
It wasn't supposed to be an introduction. It was supposed to be a leave-off. Fuck you talking about, nigga?
You said we're going to put this part at the beginning.
No, I said I'm going to put that part in. This part's coming in the beginning.
He can't say it's another character because one of them he literally says is just him blackface.
You need to shut the fuck up!
I literally did not say that. Stop fucking lying about me, Luke.
But also, it's something that he's kept a tradition of using blackface characters.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Oh my god, I explained this in my last video. It wasn't me who put it up, it was my editor. I am partially responsible for not catching it and taking it out. But it wasn't me, it was my editor.
Jar has no intentions to put anything like that in his videos. His editors do what they want to do. They put what the fuck they want to put in the video. That's just how it's always been. Every editor sends Toby, Josh, Lemmy, me. All the editors have a free will to put what they want in the video. So this is completely on my bad. And I do want to mean this. I do not intend it to be racist or anything remotely shape or form at all with that. And to give the brief context of why it was there, but basically the reason why the black SpongeBob was put there was just because I thought Jar kind of sounded like SpongeBob. And I had that black SpongeBob from the race bending video I did for Jar. I re-edited the race bending video and did a bunch of thumbnails for him.
People keep saying, why didn't he just use a normal SpongeBob? It was saved over from the race bending video. Everybody was ignoring what I have up on screen. And here's what Tobytron, who is a black guy, had to say about it.
Thank you so much for bringing me on for this video. I would like to say that the editor did not have any ill intentions in this video. He did not mean to hurt people. I myself am African American, and I feel no real hatred or ill intentions in this video. It was extremely inappropriate joke, but I've known this guy for years, and he would never make any kind of joke like this. He actually, in fact, condemns people who are legitimately racist and say racist jokes. It is not his intentions to be racist.
Not to be confused with Toby, the one the drama's about. Toby Tron is a completely different person. If you want more detail about this, check out my Hopeless Peaches video, I'll link it down below.
Well, you might say this is all from his old channel. He must have a new, more racially sensitive and not just flat out racist opinions now. No, I'm going to skip forward a bit to this year, not because he didn't say anything racist or bad in between these times.
No, you're lying again. I haven't talked about race in a very long time on my channel. I only used to talk about race on my old channel and just recently on my new channel. Stop making up bullshit about me.
But even without the Toby videos, he has said a lot of racist shit recently. His race-bending video is full of it. He apparently doesn't care about race-bending white characters, but then goes on to complain about it the whole video. My favorite part is that he has a problem with The Witcher show because he can't tell the different places apart because there's racial diversity in the cast.
Well, let's just go with the argument, it's a fantasy world, they can do whatever they want. Well, because they make every town and village look like New York City with how diverse it is, I never know where the Witcher is in the show, because every place looks practically the same. If one kingdom was more white or one kingdom was more black, I would at least know where the Witcher was. But instead, every location, kingdom, city, or anything just blends together in the show.
Like, the different environments and culture, and just background and everything, that doesn't matter to him. He can't tell the difference if they aren't segregated to his liking.
Wow, another out-of-context clip. If you actually watched a video, which I know Luke did, but he had to just lie about it because that's what he always does, this is how I explained it in my video.
But hold on, Just a Robot, you like Game of Thrones, and that's extremely diverse. What's the difference? Well, in Game of Thrones, they explained it. A lot of the characters who were different races came from different parts of the world. You know, just like in real life.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
He also complains about making minor characters minorities because they don't really do anything, when that doesn't matter. If you want to complain about forced diversity in some cases, fine, but a character doesn't have to do anything important for them to be allowed to not be white.
Boy, are you absolutely fucking wrong.
This is not even close to the argument I was trying to make. Play the clip of what I say afterwards, it changes everything.
The three main characters are white, the comic relief is white, and most of the side characters are white. It's only the background characters who are diverse.
The argument I was trying to make was that race-bending background characters doesn't really matter. If you're going to race-bend, at least race-bend a character that's important.
There's also this part where he talks about the Harry Potter play that I'll just show in full.
And of course, there was that infamous Harry Potter play. Here's the Harry Potter cast for the movie, and here's the Harry Potter cast for the play. Notice anything different? That's right. Ron is not a ginger. Oh yeah, and also Hermione's black and really ugly, but Ron is not a ginger!
By the way, in case he says something, that's the context. He just insults her and calls her black. That's it.
I agree, that is it. Where's the racism? I'm not saying she's ugly because she's black, she's just black and really ugly. Now granted, I did apologize for saying this, and I really shouldn't have called her ugly. That was definitely uncalled for, and I do apologize.
His Steven Universe videos are great too. His first one has him going on a whole ramble about how gay people have it worse than interracial couples.
Do I think gay couples have it worse than interracial couples? Absolutely. If I came home to my parents with a girlfriend who was a different race from me, they would be okay with it. If I came home with a boyfriend, my parents would probably disown me. I'm not saying my opinion is fact, I'm just saying this is how I feel from what I've seen. I'm not trying to pit black people and gay people against one another. And this is not just a problem for black people, it's a problem for anyone of any race because you need two separate races in order for it to be interracial. It's so retarded to me that people were like, you're trying to pit black people and gay people against one another, when that definitely didn't happen at all.
He also, again, brings up how black people treat gay people the worst.
What the fuck? No! I said there's a lot of homophobia in the black community.
There's a ton of anti-LGBT stuff in the black community that we almost never talk about. I've even met a few black guys who believe that the LGBT community is white nationalism.
Not that they treat gay people the worst. Stop fucking putting words in my mouth, Jesus Christ!
He also just flat out says that people who hate interracial couples aren't part of the problem.
I understand there might be a few people in my comment section completely missing the point of this video and taking the least charitable interpretation possible. Please understand, I'm not saying people who don't like interracial couples are a problem. I'm just saying people who have a problem with same-sex couples is a way bigger problem.
Okay, was that poor wording on my part? Absolutely, but you can clearly hear from what I'm saying afterwards that I do still think it's a problem. And I say it's a problem in other parts of the video.
People having a problem with interracial couples is still a thing in our modern times.
Also, you know that interracial gay couples exist, right?
Yeah, I do. It was in the video I fucking talked about.
Is it possible that in real life, 2 boys, 1 black, 1 white said they wanted to get married when they got older?
Like, what is even your point here? I'm so confused. Do interracial couples have it bad? Sure. Do same-sex couples have it worse? Arguably. Do same-sex interracial couples have it even worse than the other two? Definitely.
Before I end the video, I should also mention his Hopeless Peaches video and the problems I have with it. First of all, it's massive clickbait. He talked about Peaches for 7 minutes, and the rest of it is either him talking about drama or his editor, but I'll get to him.
I mean, I really didn't expect my editors to go on as long as they did, and without that, it's much more balanced. But Omnia was talking about me in both of her Hopeless Peaches videos, so I thought this was the best way to address everything.
If you want to make a Peaches video, make a separate one. You shouldn't tack on an apology to a popular thing, because it will get more views and money.
If I made 2 separate videos, they would have still gotten money, so I don't know what you're on about.
What I will bring up is him saying how he wants this drama with me and him, which I don't consider it drama, to end.
No, it wasn't you, it was actually the other guys. Now it's you, because we all agreed we would walk away, but you're all still talking about me, which I find to be incredibly unfair.
When, even after his last video on Toby, which was the supposed end of it, he made another video about it, complaining about being a bandwagon.
I wasn't complaining about it, I was just talking about it, and if you have such a problem with what I said, why didn't you tell me in my The Toby Drama is Over video when I said I was going to do this? And again, I wasn't complaining really. I was even telling my fanbase to dislike my first Toby video so I could at least have one video with more dislikes than likes.
I saw that Prismate Luke uploaded a video about me. My first thought was, oh fuck. I lost roughly 1,000 subscribers, and I got the most backlash on a video I've ever received before. But still more likes than dislikes. So that's something I can't cross off my bucket list, unfortunately. To all of you watching this video, could you go to my old Toby video and dislike it? I want to at least have one video with more dislikes than likes, I mean, come on now. I would like to talk about a few of the things people said to me more, but if I do that, I'm afraid I'm going to revive the drama. Again.
And not only that, the day before his Peaches video dropped, he tweeted out asking if simping is different from white knighting. Also, it's the same thing. This argument doesn't make sense.
Where did I mention you, Kai, Omnia, Toby, or anyone else in this drama in this tweet? This was a question for my fan base. And it wasn't an argument against you in my video. Here's what I said.
Now you can say that white knight and simp are basically the same thing, but she only did it 2 times in a 42-minute long video.
Now, to be fair, I will admit to one thing. I did tweet this out because someone wanted me to bash you for thinking that white knight and simp are the same thing, but I disagreed with that person. And to prove it to them, I decided to tweet this out to see what everyone's responses were. I do think white knight and simp are basically the same thing, and it's a common misconception. I'm not gonna bash you, Luke, for making it. If you think white knight and simp are the same thing, awesome. If you don't, cool. I don't care.
I wouldn't call that moving on. Also, one last thing. He ends the video with 11 minutes of his editor going on about cancel culture and all that, and it's just so fucking dumb. Before you say that this isn't Jor talking, this is his editor.
Joshua is one of my editors, but he's also had a pretty rough life. Sometimes he wants to insert himself into my videos, and I let him because, well, I feel bad for the rough life he had. And if you don't believe me, well, ask I Bully Bullies, who also covered Prismate Luke's video on me.
You say it's dumb, and sure, that might be true. But I don't see how that's on Just a Robot initially, because Joshua has a tendency to, you know, insert himself in videos when he shouldn't insert himself. He's done that in my videos, he's done that on yours videos before, and I do think that it's something that he shouldn't do. That's a completely different issue that has nothing to do with, you know, Yar.
And he put it in the video to make himself sound better.
Trust me, I know this from experience that Josh put it in the video without asking, because that's what he does.
Especially when you're not being cancelled. You had a few videos made on you, Jar. Big whoop. I've had a few videos made on me too. I bet more videos than you in all honesty.
Yeah, but that's not what I care about. I care about the slander. And I've had plenty of videos made on me before this. I criticize other YouTubers. People are welcome to criticize me. I don't know if you have had more videos made on you than me, but if you have, considering I've been on YouTube for over 5 years and you haven't even been on YouTube for 1 year, that really doesn't make you look good.
Even without all the racial stuff, you have a habit of throwing people under the bus and just being terrible.
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
You're very fucking petty, too. You don't think people notice how your arguments boil down to, no, you are. I'm not racist, you are.
Yeah, because they don't.
Kids today, they just got no moral code.
Now, to everybody watching this video, don't go harassing Prismate Luke. It's unneeded. I just made this video because I wanted to get it out there that he's a massive fucking liar. And his video on me was fundamentally flawed. But the other reason why I made this video was because people thought I completely agreed with Luke's video, and a lot of people were also believing the lies in it. Luke has done a lot of damage to a lot of different YouTubers, and he's still going. But luckily, finally, people are catching on to his BS. Knowing Prismate Luke, he'll probably respond to my video in 2 or 3 days. He probably won't even fully cover half of it, and he'll probably add even more misinformation. I'm guessing the video will be called Jar Gets Even More Racist or something.
Also, Luke, I have a problem with people like you trying to be white knights attempting to get brownie points from people of color, like you calling someone who made shitty jokes a while ago a racist will make you a better person and woke. No, it makes you annoying as fuck and desperate. Don't speak up for me, or people like me. We have our own voices and we can use them.
Jar wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not, think a straight kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud, you better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. Never gonna make it.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.